Hello, everybody, and welcome to another amazing episode of the Being Ignite podcast. Here on the show, we are here to motivate, to inspire, and to build on your intellectuals. So, of course, today is going to be another exciting episode. We're going to be discussing another exciting topic. You can be part of the show by subscribing to all of our social media platforms at the Dream Ignite podcast. So, like every other podcast session that we've had, discussions are always intense, they're always educative, and they're very, very much informative, like we can always do. You know, they just cater for people who really hear English or people who really speak English. This podcast is for each and every young person. We intentional for make sure say we reach out to each and every young person and we make sure say we bless them with words of motivations and inspiration. We get a very guest here. This is somebody who you've seen already on the podcast show. He's an amazing gentleman. He's one of Sierra Leone's finest public speakers. He's a debater, he is a poet, and he's also into the field of acting. He has been one of the best dramatists in his high school and in other, acting institutions that he has been in. Before introducing him, I am your host. I am Abdul Kargbo Jr., but you can call me JK for short. Introducing our guest. Audience, help me welcome Alie Sesay.
Thank you very much,
It's
Abdul.
always an honor having you on the show. Of course, the podcast now you all get on, but whenever you're on the show, there is this energy where you can just come with, where you can make, the unshakable from the shaky, the unmovable from the moved.
Thank you very much, Abdul. As we all already, my name is Sesay. We there for giving the very best of everything you wanna need in the inside of education or any other things as long as he educates you, we there for do that. And thank you very much once more.
So of course, this is the Dream Ignite podcast. And so we get a very, very informative, a very educative, and a very edutaining topic for can discuss. A topic we not just get for do with young people, but with community as a whole, with country to be specific. And so before we start the discussion, we would like to go for a very short break, and once we come back, we'll kick the ball rolling.
Waking up to a brand new day, dreams and goals are on the way. Youthful hearts, let's pave the road, take the lead, break the code. Every step, a chance to grow. In our hearts, the fire glows. Fear and doubt, they fade away. We'll seize the moment, make it stay. Rise and shine, it's our time. We'll climb the mountains, reach the sky. With every heartbeat we will find the strength to soar, the will to fly.
Welcome back, our beautiful audience. It's going to be an amazing session here. Of course, we get a very beautiful topic for can discuss. But always, discussion not just based with you within the studio. We also deal with owner with audience, and so you can drop your comments in the comment section and make sure you ask any question where you know say relevant towards the discussion. And if there's anybody where you feel to say you need for seeing at the podcast, you just need for tag the person in the comment section, and we will try as hard as we possibly can for make sure we bring the person now on our screen. So a very important topic we can discuss today. Now, the importance of giving back to community, because of course we whole life starts now with community where we all come out. That's where we started. That's where we inspiration come out from. Many inspirations and basically come out from the community and based on maybe what we see or what we hear or what we feel around it. That's how important it is. But we can discuss how essential as young people or as people in general for them to give back to the community. So this is the topic that we're going to be discussing today. So the first question I'll go on for through to you. Is it necessary or is it important, like the topic say, important for lay people and give back to the community?
Obviously, yes.
Okay.
Very, very much important for let we give back to the community. If I would talk on why I say yes, giving back. Just imagine you be don't deal with these people, or you don't acquire certain skills, you don't get advanced knowledge of something, you don't get experience of it. Now, seeing the community they're facing short-kind constraints, I'm sure you did at the right position for help the community. It means you're giving back to them, which you feel so they're lacking from. So there is all way possible for give back to community, and always a good.
Most definitely. Let's just look at a situation where within a particular setting where they see something actually they go wrong, but no other person dey for do am, and you feel to say you dey in the position for do am, e necessary for you do am because it's not just going to be about you, but it's also going to be about the people who will benefit around am. And just look at the situation where you do something, and then whenever any other person inside, they will be like, na this person done so like that morale like wey we even dey give, where every other time they call you name, say na you do this, na you do that, and like it always gives a particular kind of feeling wey make the whole thing so much important for you to give back to somebody or to something wey already don do to you. So another important question wey we wan for throw at you. Some man go say, okay, well, I wan for do this actually, I wan for make sure say other people benefit from something wey I dey do, but I no get money. I no get money. So is it that you have to be financially influential for you to give back to your community? Are we just basing the act of you giving back on the fact that you have to be financially equipped? Or are there other ways in which you able for support your communities other than just doing something financially?
Well, I should say, no one part side and the way many people they get them wrong, or they get issue from that giving back to community just means say when I get money can give people then I giving back to community. No. Giving back to community means say now what you don't acquire the skill, the talent, the idea where you get for let you help other people then I giving back to community. But many people can just consider say pass account money and give to people. No. Now I will use them for example instances like you just say the community or every now and then they facing cholera whenever cholera outbreak come, and you get an idea that the cause of cholera na dirty, and you know say the community get this activity of too much dirty, so you go give back to community by making a campaign of or a sensitization that anybody will get in waste or dirty put on at this particular side, this set of people or me they come I can collect them so that this community no go every now and then be a victim of cholera. So not to pass money. Now, if you know say you good at speaking and you know say small picking and there are small people and the young man then they old mommy then they wouldn't able to speak up for themselves in any time of violence, you go stand up for them and talk for them. That no mean say na money you don't use to give them. So they're not based on money.
So in other words, there are many activities, or there are many areas that
Many.
that we community where people are going for go into and help out. It's not just
Obviously.
about you coming to the area and flaunt money, or you say, well, they can't build pump, or they can't decide for make this road, and so like those are actually important.
Obviously.
But there are also some minor things that are equally as important as the major. So another beautiful question. People then go say, of course, every now and then they see people that they can say they can make this, they can do that day, but in turn, then they say after we don't do this, now this we want let una do for we in turn. So it's more about a situation where I go do for you do for me. So what do you go say about people when they get this mentality or this principle of helping the community in order for the community to help them in return?
Wow. Yeah, we get this set of people in our communities then every now and then. But one thing I'll get for say is this: not do something for let it draw back to you. In the case, okay, I dey go into the susu, if I go say that word, that when I give somebody at the end or when I'm in need, they can give me back. Do I have that kind of expectation? Whenever you're giving to community or anybody else, that is not good. So if you talk say I they do this so that they will do me back, then not to give back you to give back to community. that you just do something for a particular reason
And
or
learning the
because
lens
of,
of the community.
yeah, because of, as you say, I get a need from them, let I give them this. Maybe they will do something now to me, like what I expected. After everything, they forgive back to me. So if they not give back to me, whenever I get short opportunity,
You know,
I
the
know
culture
come
and the
again
gains of
can
the
give. So
community.
not a community they can give. That now
Wow.
a personal gain they can for.
Wow.
At least, or I would say, you can buy them. But the community is not there for to sell or for let them sell. No, the community they for me and you follow it, structure them and make them to the perfect way we can. So anybody who they do the kind of thing and they not to give them give back to community. And learn they learn community. But you don't talk say give. That's not
Yeah.
something we willing for do. Not to something where you expect for them pay you back in return. So me not can be in favor of that kind of people and they will talk say give and they give back now.
Give and it shall be given back unto you.
Down to you, good
Somehow as
mentions.
well, actually, now so one of the religious book then tell you, say where I give, I for expect something in return. But of course, it's important. It's important. After all, this now a place where don't give you something at a particular point where you dey need. And so,
Obviously.
what's the point? Having a mentality of if I not do this for una no go do this for me, and so because una no do this for me, I no go do this for una. Like it doesn't make sense at any point.
Yeah.
And so the idea of you helping people or you wanting to give back to a particular setting, it has to be genuine. Like you not need for day in a situation where you be like if I give one where one multiply to two, then I will get me one back and I will keep on a one. That's not you giving back. That's just you trying to put yourself in a position where you will make yourself seen by many other people and say, well, at least you don't say I don't do this.
Yeah.
Because you just want for make yourself good in the eyes of the public and something like that. And I don't think that's a very good idea.
No.
And so we know say the communities then there are many branches, now like we will take time to community now branches them to a particular structure. And now we consider the structure for maybe country.
Yeah.
And so you think say national development for actually start now with community, because the community the country actually very, very big. And so many a times so people like can say we need the country for be developed, we need the country for be developed. They can see am in such a way that now the whole country for be developed at the same time, like every other place need for be structured at the very same time. But it not necessarily need for be a particular way. So do you believe in this concept of national development starting in our communities?
Yeah, and I believe on 100%.
And so what's it like now the measures them when you feel to say people them wey dey in charge of this particular issue, what if you say now some of the measures they for put in place in order for them make sure say the community then be a priority towards national development. You not just need for big places them outside, somebody will come and see just like that. Like even with smaller communities, them they equally need for benefits as compared to the bigger communities and stuff regularly. So if you forgive advice to people way actually they in charge of this particular setting on this particular situation, whose advice you feel to say you will give to them in order for make sure say the communities and be priority?
Now, first of all, you forget the acceptance in yourself that let give back to my community. Because there's always this saying that not ask waiting the community to do for you. But always ask yourself this question, what I don't do for my community? So starting with your community, they say good thing always start na us. Anything we ever before you go out, na us first they start. So whenever you want to do something, start on your house, meaning the community where you dey. Okay, either way you school, anytime you don't acquire a knowledge from, come back and give back to them. That can always be good. From there, you also say when I don't do good to one person, two person, or like go to a certain community with me, dey, another person from your community will talk to me, what did this person do here? I think say are they in the position for let me also do one. So you go see say that challenge they come up. So this challenge starting from one community to another, then the nation go whole and slowly be developed. So I was just saying that one of the way that we all for come together and work for let me say the community be developed, starting with within ourselves and applying it now outside.
So exactly. The national development not just mean say na bigger districts or bigger towns or bigger areas, for be seen as the beautification of the country. And so these smaller communities or these smaller cities they equally need for be um, a place for tourist attraction. I think
Sure.
a much more important for these smaller settings than be a soft spot for public attraction rather than bigger settings and bigger communities.
Mhm.
And the last question we will actually ask before we round up the session, we know say of course this podcast mainly therefore motivate young people and youth them to be specific. And so we know say majority of we population na a youthful population.
Mhm.
And so the development of the communities then basically centered around young people then them hard work or the labor I would say.
Yeah.
And so how you feel to say somebody go actually motivate young people them? Like if in other words, if somebody say, well, like I want to give back to the community, I want to give back to young people, and because of I be don't dey in this situation once, and this and certain thing where like I be dey suffer from. So if you were if you were to give back to young people in the community, if you for prioritize young people in the community and give back to them, what if you to say you go give them, we will motivate them or you go inspire them for them become a better version of themselves? Considering the fact that they basically live in a setting right now where young people are no longer seen as the future leaders of this country, but rather they are just instruments of mass destruction. So what if you feel to say you were able for like do or for give, we will motivate them in order for they see themselves as a better person rather than the people that they see themselves for be or other people they term them for be.
Okay. Like in the area of giving back to the young people or even to the nation or community as a whole first is this way. Now you don't know say this is a young person and you didn't have the same position for talk with them. Then one thing for know, or one thing we all for know that at the same age you may you did, we keep understand we self better than we big person self they can talk to me. When your age group they come, you see them. Number one, you don't be educated somebody, whether it be formal or informal, whether I don't go get a degree or they do in work them, you see it excel in it or in business, they excel in it. You see that kind of person, they calm down, they can meet you as a person where they another direction, meaning the wrong way. They come and talk to you. You always be inspired obviously, because you will think about how your life be did before you go to this new life we don't do first. That this kind of person maybe they aspire for be. These are the kind of things they have be think of a lot be in life, but here I am today in the dream. So if the person that come and talk to you, that is enough they come always to people and begin to talk say, okay, well, like give back, la forget for what you have to do, like come back to me normal life. Like you think, say no, this is not my life. So always how me can give back to the community is this. I can get an engagement with the young guy, then my fellow young guys then tell them say this life we dey live so if I not to your life this right now. Just picture yourself when you be there at the age of 10, you dey come up 15, 20. What you be think of yourself? Some man go tell you say I be wish or aspire to be a doctor. Some man be dey tell you say I be dey aspire to become a president. Then I ask them now the question. Now you be get all this kind of mentality. Now in this kind of way we this so right now you go achieve. Huh? Obviously them go tell you say no. So there comes again I go tell you now. If not to this kind of way you think say you will achieve, what you for do? Now you reason for yourself. So man will tell you say, yeah, I don't mess up my life. So like you think. And I can always give them the chance and opportunity that go and think. If not to this kind of life, you want for you picking every day for come after you. You don't want them to let them live this kind of life, yeah. So why you didn't live this kind of life now? Go back to the drawing board, reason out how you people that feel this kind of pain that not for the life this they want for them picking. Same way so you not to this kind same life you go want for you picking them tomorrow. So now you for shaping them. So this is not the way we make and give back to your community by engaging them. I should say me and them we will understand ourselves.
Better
Not
because
so
of course now
a
you're
past
a
big person
person and
come,
just a
no,
young
no.
person. Wow.
But at the
This
same age
is
and seeing the
strong.
same person, say no. So man can say, I admire you, they do this. As there's nothing different what they do. Now just because I focus and dedicating myself to my own dream, I not allow let go down. I say same way, so you back can be the same version. If I'm more than me, if only you give yourself the chance
Yeah.
for a brand everything if you say it a loss. So these are the ways.
I'm emotional.
Don't be.
I am emotional. This is not the kind of person we supposed for learn from. Now you self go try for put yourself in a situation where you go want for help people away you feel to say they are actually misled or they're misguided by whatever it is where they do. The action of change not just center around one person, or not just center around a specific set of people. It has to do with each and every one of you. And therefore, do with each and every decision where we they make, and each and every um, connection we will get for do with yourself and issues as such. And so the Dream Ignite podcast actually there for inspire, for motivate, and for tell we plain truth about wetin exactly na life and how we for expect certain thing. And it has been a wonderful session, of course, having me on the show. And of course, we always get for the getting on the show, following you share a lot of life changing experience with me.
Obviously.
And it has been a wonderful moment. I've been your host, Abdul Kargbo Jr., JK for short. And till we meet next last Friday of next month.
Okay, before that, let's tell the family that therefore always this podcast not only be for youth people
Yes, of course.
and also they also for ageable
We dey
people.
cater for each
Everybody.
and every person. That's why we dey always advise you follow na dey part of the conversation.
Yeah.
If there's anything so far where you know for say you need for know or you need for get better understanding on, or if there are any advice you need to say you want for render to young people, then you can of course drop on at the comment section and we make sure say we will make sure say we share them out to the rest of the audience. But not forget for follow me of course on all the social media platforms on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok at Dream Ignite Podcast. It has been an amazing session. We hate to go, but of course we have to go. Till we meet again in another exclusive episode of the Dream Ignite Podcast. We're going to miss you and
So dearly.
we'll see you when we see you next. Thank you very much.
Kushe and Kargbo, new name as Senior Sylvester Sesay, also known as Best at the Point, one of the hosts of the Dream Ignite podcast, a show for youth man and aged person for being inspired and for being motivated for your daily activity. Don't forget for joining on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Dream Ignite podcast. Love you.